A very big welcome to you, my dear Gemini. The sun, this extroverted, I want to show who I am through the light, is in Capricorn. Capricorn is, of course, the attachment to the 5 elements, is giving the light to the moon, which is the subconscious, the feelings that come up, and the moon is in your sign. And so we have here a combination of just sun in Capricorn, moon in your sign. I'm using the moon as the day to reach your subconscious, and if you do have the moon in Gemini, then the better, right? But it's not necessary. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn in the tarot is here the world, and you are ruled by Mercury, and that is the magician. So the magic that you bring to this world by the way you communicate, by the way you combine the masculine and the feminine. And this is a 6-6 portal. Right, we see here the 15, when we find the solution in the third eye, then we are liberated and we come to this union deep within us. Now, the yoga position for Capricorn is dancer pose, Nataraj Asana. I find it really liberating when I do this pose. And for you, I picked, of course, here the most difficult one, which is King Pigeon. And pigeons stay together for life, right? And so here you open yourself up to yourself, and it's definitely worth it. You are the Knight of Swords. Is your birthday between May 10 and June 9th? Then is this your court card? If not, look in the description below. That's where I have listed all the dates of the court cards, which is different when the sun is in Gemini. Just that you know, there is a pure Gemini and there is a mix, right? So have a look at that. You are, as Gemini, the one that loves to communicate, and you are the 3rd zodiac sign, and as such connected to the 3rd house of communication and interaction. Now we're going to look back at the last reading, because everything is cyclical, where Sagittarius Sun gave Gemini the full moon, and that was your most external path that you can take, and it's your opposite sign, right, Sagittarius? So it's important for you to understand to incorporate the fire of Sagittarius into your life. And now the path goes back to the new moon, which is to the left, right? I read to the right, to the human, to the external, the full moon, and I read to the left, to the internal, to the new moon. So the message here was the big title, Pluto in Aquarius said, because Pluto was on the 19th of November moving for good into Aquarius, and is going to stay there for 20 years. Mastery is to act upon your intuition. And I looked if there's a reoccurring card that wants to talk again, and I did not find one. So we can begin. So mastery, right? If you listen to your intuition, then you understand that to go deep within is something that Virgo does, the hermit. And so what's interesting is when we see from an outer perspective this person sitting here looking out to the right, then we think, oh, she is looking to the future, right? But when we become the card, we see that he or she is looking to the past or to the left. And the left for me is the intuition. And so you are now ready to incorporate the last 6 months that you had this path to the full moon. And the last reading was important because that's when you realized, okay, now mastery is to act upon my intuition. And he is the most intuitive of all zodiac signs. He's the hermit. It's Virgo. And so this is the number 9, and the 3 is the 12. The 12 is the hangman. And the hangman is there for you to show you that Neptune brings you a spiritual information. The 12 are the 12 zodiac signs. Incorporate the 12 zodiac signs into your life. It's really important that you have in each zodiac sign a friend. And so you're learning through them, right? And then the 3 is left, which is you here as the zodiac sign, or the 3 as the Empress, which is then Venus. Now, what is Virgo saying? Virgo is saying that you are now going deep within. It's part of the karma, the wheel of fortune. Jupiter is bringing you this information. So there's a 10 and a 9, the 19. The 19 is the sun. And you can shine from deep within when you have what she or he has. Then you glow from within, right? And so the wheel of fortune, Jupiter is bringing you a clear understanding. This is the nature of the universe, that now we're going back in. What is the wheel of fortune saying? It's bringing you the transformation, the 26. So the transformation is to know that you have once a year a moment where you can shine like the full moon, and once a year you get the new moon, which is be dark, and that's where you're going. And it's almost like she's saying, yes, hold your heart, because the journey goes back within. And so the 26 is the 20 inside, which is Pluto, and Pluto in Aquarius said, mastery is to act upon your intuition. You feel your intuition in your heart. So the 26 is an 8. The 8 and the 10 is the 18. The 18, that's the moon. So in your subconscious, you know the feelings that are emerging right now, to go back within, to go back intuitive to the sun and new moon in your sign in 6 months, right? In your own month. That's what is coming here, and that's the transformation. So the 18 is a 9. We have a 9-9 portal. Beautiful. 2 times the 9, and you as the number 3 above it. Now, what is the Mother Peace Tarot saying? It's bringing you the Wheel of Fortune again to the right. And when the Wheel of Fortune is pointing to the right, it's almost saying, see Virgo here. See that the 10 is pointing here at this. You are going to go back within with all the knowledge that you gained without. And so here you are getting a 10-10, twice the Wheel of Fortune, and that's the transformation. The 8 and the 9 is the 17, that's the star, that's Aquarius. And here it's a 10-10, the 20, that's Pluto. And the 20 and your 3 is the 23. And the 23 is the 5 that we have to overcome in the 15. We have to climb through the third eye and liberate our own selves. Now, of course, I want to see what is here on top, right? Because it's facing here the right. So this sign, zodiac sign, is on top, and I'm just going to read to you what that sign is telling you. It's Pisces. So I'm just going to give you the sign. It's actually in between Pisces and Aries. So because it came really like this up, so I see that the line is pointing up. And so Virgo and Pisces are opposite of each other. So it's really interesting. I'm just going to put Virgo here right now. Right? So you see that here, this little square is pointing over to Virgo. Look at that. That's so powerful. I'm going to put the line here like that. So the goddess has danced all the way around the astrological signs to gestate in the ocean. The sea creatures enclose her in a womb filled with a myriad of emotions and impressions. To everyone outside, she may seem immobilized or in trance. Amazing. So what I see here is that you took a whole turn, a whole year from full moon to full moon, right? And so here we have Capricorn, Sun in Capricorn. After Capricorn, we have Sun in Aquarius. And then we have Sun in Pisces. So it's almost saying, well, when you go out there, you're going to have Pisces soon telling you something. Something where you find that you have taken a round through all the astrological signs, right? And that now you are in this womb field of emotions and impressions. And this is what you're digesting here. So Pisces is the number 12. The 12 and the 9 is the 21. That's the world, Saturn. So it's a beautiful message that you're getting here. Now Aries, I'm going to read you Aries. Aries is pointing to the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm just going to put this line right in between. So Pisces is here and Aries is here for the Wheel of Fortune. Aries, she's a dancer bringing forth new forms to life. Her practical attitude is grounded in giving herself to the world. She lives in spontaneous action. Amazing. This is a copper figure from the Mohenjo-daro, India. 2400, 2000 BC. So the 10 and the first zodiac sign is an 11. And the 11 is the inner teacher that knows what's happening. The 12 becomes a 3, the 3 and the 9. The 12, the 3's left. The 3rd of November or the 11th of March here is a date talking. So I think you understand very clearly what's talking here. And the Pisces figure is the fish goddess. And the transformation continues. So the Wheel of Fortune continues. Aries is pointing here, is pointing here. So we have the 18, the 9-9 portal. And we have here the 12 and the 1. I mean, it's so beautiful what's happening here. So the 11 here, and the 9-9, the 10-10, and this is all for you. This is where you're heading. This is what you're learning. Such a beautiful message. Look at that. It's so powerful. So you know what's happening. You know where you're going. Now we're going to look at the Magician. The Magician is getting here the fire. And the fire is the 19, and the sun is the 19, and it's a ball of fire, and this is where your beingness can shine through. Now, of course, Capricorn, success that doesn't attach you to be like this. And so the 1 and the 19 is the 20. And the 20 again is Pluto. Pluto is bringing you now in Aquarius a great deal of information. So you're learning and you're understanding that the fire aspect here in Aries, right? That's like the beginning. That's that idea. That's that spark is coming to you through the 19. It's also a 10 and the 1 is an 11. I can create an 11 or a 20. What is your deck saying? You get the 6 of Pentacles, which is Moon in Taurus. The giving and the taking is here in the 6 very clear, because this is where giving and taking with the 6 is the 2 times the 3, right? And she's a 3 and he's a 3, and each of them create, and together they create even more. So see the giving and taking in the financial aspect. By going within, you're learning more to just trust that. So this could be a date, the 6th of November, the 11th of June as a date, right? Now, what is the Mother Peace Tarot bringing? It's bringing you the 8 of Wands to the left. And the 8 of Wands to the left is pointing here to the 6 of Pentacles. And it's really interesting because when it's turning over, you see her shooting the arrows down. And so there is this angel that is bringing the ideas down so that you can come into a combination of successful thinking. The 8 and the 6 is the 14. That's Sagittarius. That's Sagittarius Sun last time. And we have the 14 and we have the 5 left. The 5 senses, right? The 5 senses that we dance up into the 5th chakra so we can find the 3rd eye, the inner eye. So the 10 and the 5 is the 15. And so you want to be successful, but understand that you do not want to be attached. You do not want to play with the devil. And so we see the 1, the 11 here, and here the 5, right? But we can also make a 15, the 6 and the 1 is the 7. The emotional intelligence to understand how this is now talking to you, how the fire, this is fire, right? This is electrical energy. So it's almost like the 19 and the 8. It's almost like this is together. It's like this 19, the sun in, right? The sun in Capricorn is bringing you this idea to create new things that brings revenue. Amazing, because the 10 and the 8 is the 18. And so the sun is giving the light to the moon that is now waning again, right? Before, in each reading, the moon was waxing. And so you know that the 15 is here, the 6, and here the 1 is the 7. The emotional intelligence, the crown chakra, that is telling you, hey, I understand very clearly what's going on. Now, the 8 of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius. And so Sagittarius Sun brought you the information back then at the full moon, right? The sun gave you the information, and now you can bring that down and you can work with it. Now we'll look into your station, and you get the 4 of Wands, which is Venus in Aries. Now Aries came, right, because here of the Wheel of Fortune. Aries and the Wheel of Fortune and this heart transformation, which turned into an 8, brings you the strength. The 8 is immer the strength. You get the 6 and the 4, a 10. You had already a 10 here, and then again a 10 here, a 10-10 portal. And you understand now that you are awakening to a celebration. Venus in Aries, you have found who you are and you can now celebrate. What is Capricorn bringing you? The Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is Neptune, which is connected here with Pisces. Pisces that pointed at here Virgo, the Hermit, Virgo, right? Virgo and Pisces are opposite of each other. And so the 12 turns into a 3. The 3 and the 4 is the 7. The emotional intelligence. Have the emotional intelligence to let go. If you can hang yourself once a day upside down, it's going to help you to realize something very profound, right? And the emotional intelligence, the 7 and the 6 is the 13, the transformation that, of course, Scorpio brings. A big transformation. The 13 is immer a big transformation. So here you see that something is very clearly talking. The 4 is left. So the 4 is left. The celebration is left. What is coming from the Mother Piece Tarot? You get the 9 of Pentacles to the left. And that's Venus in Virgo. So you have 6 Pentacles and 9, that's 15 Pentacles. And so, yes, you're making money, but always observe yourself. How do you talk? It's so easy to fall prey of the attachment, the success, and the success makes us say and do things that we're later not proud of. I just yesterday said a sentence about a dog, and today all day I felt really not good that I said this one sentence. And I called the person. I said, you know what, I really want to apologize that I said this. And she was like, no, it's okay. And I was like, no, it's not okay. So having that kind of consciousness to see that, right? That yes, success is great, but can you handle it? And so the 15 coins turns into 6, right? The 6, again, understand you learning that money is great, but it's not everything. So the 9 and the 3 is again a 12. The 12 turns into the 3 and the 4. The 7, again, you. The 6, the 13, the 4 is left. So you are arriving, you're coming into a quite stable awareness. Now, of course, I want to see what is the Hanged Man saying. And here I have the archetypes from Carolyn Myss. And there is, of course, many archetypes, but 6 of them are empty. And you got an empty one. You can figure out which archetype is making you attached, right? Because this one is empty, you can pick one and put it there and have a close look why you having that kind of archetype as attachment. Because if it's upright, it's the light attributes, and if it's, of course, the Hanged Man, that's why I'm picking these cards, it's always the shadow attributes. It fits perfect to the Hanged Man as the explanation to the Hanged Man, right? What is it that I want to contemplate on? And you didn't get an archetype that was printed. You got an empty case that you can put one in there and you can work on it. And so it's almost like the Fool. Which one do you want to put in there? Which one you want to let go? And so the number stays the same, right? The 4. Learn to arrive, because the 4 is also here Aries, right? Aries is the Emperor, the soul aspect is the number 4. But as a court card, Aries is the first zodiac sign, right? And so learn to understand how everything is interconnected, how everything is perfectly talking, right? And that you see the 9 of Pentacles as that person that is arriving at their own garden, has the money, and you have understood that money needs to come and go, needs to be exchanged, and in that exchange we're learning the most. And so you are here to learn the most, which is then to actually make out of the 15 the 6. You, right? You are here to be that kind of personality that can understand what's talking here in such a beautiful way, also through Jupiter. Jupiter is ruling Sagittarius, your opposite sign, so include Jupiter. Jupiter is important, right? Jupiter is the wheel of fortune. And one side is empty and the other one is full, right? And so you have the opportunity, though, here to work with Pisces, with the number 12, the Hangman, right? And Hangman is Neptune, and Neptune rules Pisces. And then you have Aries, you have the fire, you have the spark, you have the ideas, you even have the 8 of errors, which is electricity, which is like things are going to happen really fast, right? And the 19 and the 8 is the 27, and again that's the 9 that is left. Like I said, the 9 is with the 9 of the Hermit. You know deep within what is important, and so just arrive at that and see that, and then celebrate that, because the 4 was left as that celebration where you realize, I create what I experience right now and I'm enjoying it. So I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Aquarius. And of course, Pluto is in Aquarius, so there's going to be an interesting combination again. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.